but you would always have one or two people as you walk asking, does that shoe fit you? People say we are hostile. We are not hostile. It's just that the conditions that we have make us become defensive in certain ways. And when I mean advocacy and sensitization, it's not sitting in Serena and eating sausages and putting up banners that we are doing advocacy and sensitization. No, let them go to the ground, find these people, get them registered, identify them. My name is Ann Oyoo. I'm the founder of Clubfoot Society of Kenya. For me, I went through surgery, 5 surgeries, different stages, different ages. And basically, they were just surgery to correct the foot because I was walking on the side of my foot. So they needed to push the foot so that I walk like a normal person. I went for 6 surgeries, but still didn't do the corrective. And most adults whom I have met, who are my age, let's say people born in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and a bit part of the 90s, most of them went for surgery. So what happens in surgery, some of us have a relapse. Like for me, my right foot is the strongest, the left one is the weakest. So that relapse causes the clubfoot to go back to its club shape. So my challenge was just the shoe, because I couldn't wear something fashionable. I was always in safari boots or rubber shoes or the orthopedic boots. But the orthopedic boots were very uncomfortable and bulky. I couldn't walk. So my dad would get safari boots customized for me. The biggest challenge as a woman, as a girl, you're playing with the rest of the people, but you're always either in rubber shoes or safari boots. You can't wear slippers, you can't wear heels, you can't wear flip-flops. I can't even wear doll shoes because my feet don't have that particular curvature to support me. So even growing up as a teenager, you admire, like, I want to wear heels, boots, but that is not an option for a club-footed person at all. So I was really treated like a normal child. The only thing you notice is you cannot play similar games with your peers. You can't jump bladder, you can't play kati, you can't run rounders. That is just the basic challenge with a clubfoot because you don't have that support on your feet. Yes, but I went to normal schools. I was not taken to a special school. I was treated normally. I work like a normal person. I'm not favored at all at home or anything. I'm not treated like a special child. And even my friends don't take me as disabled at all. I was lucky enough that I grew up in an accommodative society. I didn't face a lot of cultural stigma, but you would always have one or two people as you walk asking, does that shoe fit you? Are those shoes pressing you? Yeah, so, but it's something you explain because the club-footed persons, each of us has a very different curvature on our feet. My clubfoot is not so severe. There are those who walk with the ankle completely. So there, they have to have orthopedic boots throughout. For me, I only wear orthopedic boots when it's cold so that my feet stay warm. I can always manage rubber shoes. I can always manage safari boots, yes. In the job arena, yes, I have faced a challenge. Not once, not twice, because you can't walk into an interview with rubber shoes. You will look, they always think you're unkempt. Yes, so for me, I think I have lost job opportunities because I walk into interviews with rubber shoes. There's even one interview I went. Before I went for the interview, I explained to the lady who called me, I cannot come in official shoes because I have this condition. And she was like, you can't carry black shoes. I was like, I don't wear black shoes. The normal ladies' black shoes don't fit my feet. And she was like, come, but as you even come, I think that would be one of your failures. But I went actually and did explain to the panel, but I think that actually put me out because it was a foreign company and people were in suits. I was the only one in a suit. and rubber shoes. So you can imagine how that looked like. People with disabilities have been neglected in very many ways. One, in the job sector. Two, in terms of medication. And three, in terms of just the entire society accommodating us as a whole. So my appeal, one, to the government is, can we lower the cost of assistive devices? Assistive devices are too expensive. If I'm buying an orthopedic shoe for 7,500, I can't afford that on a normal Kenyan who earns less than $1. Yes. And the shoe is 7,500 and doesn't last 3 or 4 months. Yes. Secondly, awareness. Can we have information out there? For example, each week there is something on disability, either awareness or people going out to find the mothers who have children with disabilities, who have hidden them, so that they come out, because there is also stigma in society for women who have children with disabilities. They face a lot of stigma because they are shunned away, because they are told, this is not from our side. The men run away instead of them being supportive. And government needs to be proactive in terms of identifying these women, give them some support in terms of work, or just like maybe at least a food plan for each one of those who have children with disabilities, yeah? Because you find this woman will stop everything to take care of this child. So how does she fend for this child? And this child is either totally incapacitated or incapacitated. She needs to pay more attention to this child than what she needs to go and fend for. Yes. So basically, one, the cost of devices to be brought down. Two, a lot of advocacy, sensitization, they need to go out. And when I mean advocacy and sensitization, it's not sitting in Serena and eating sausages and putting up banners that we are doing advocacy and sensitization. No, let them go to the ground. Find these people, get them registered, identify them, link them with a chief camp or a DC's camp or something of the sort. Because yes, there are mothers who have children, there are people who have disabilities and they are not aware. Yes, for me to get a boot, it takes about 2 months. Can that process be shortened? Because this is something I need to enable me move from point A to B. Yes. So can it be made in a day or two? If it can't be made in a day or two, can they engage more people to be able to make these booths? Because as at current, there is only 1 or 2 people who do that. And if you go to Kenyatta, the cost is way up there. In Kenyatta, I think it's 10,000 for a boot, the last time I checked. And this boot doesn't last. So my appeal is government to open up. Either we have more people to be taught, to have the artisan skills or craftsman skills to make these orthopedic boots. And they shouldn't commercialize it. We should be given boots at a subsidized price. Like, I should be able to afford a boot anytime I want. It should be 1,000 or 800 shillings thereabout, because it's not my fault that my condition is this way. So there should be those workshops put up for us to be able to get shoes, because it's custom made. The drive behind Clubfoot Society of Kenya for me was a sense of having privacy when I'm getting a shoe. I wanted it trickled down to any other individual who was an adult with clubfoot, because first I lacked the confidence. I would walk into a shop, just buy, because I know it's a size 5, I buy the rubber shoes and I walk out. So because of the being stared at a lot. So my initial concept was, we have a workshop under Clubfoot Society where people come, they get their shoes made comfortably without having that confrontation of just even by the look that I'm looking at you and your feet are weird. Yes. And also to have a community to know that I'm not the only person who has clubfoot, so that we can see it, interact, know our challenges, and maybe later on appeal to government to put up support for us, more especially on the orthopedic boots. And during the cold, our feet get affected. So if we could get thermal socks are expensive, yes, and maybe free hot water bottles. And then our feet are very sensitive when we walk a lot. So for me, I use heat rub, deep heat, yeah? So deep heat is not so affordable. It's quite expensive. So for example, if I have to use the big tube every week to just bring down the soreness in my feet. So basically it was to advocate for these things to be made cheaper or given as a free provision to people with clubfoot. My current challenge is basically funding, and the organization is a bit young. We still haven't gone out there so much because of funding. With the funding, I would create more awareness. Yes, you adults, I'm here, come out, let's meet. What's your challenge? Let's talk about it. How do we advocate? How do we improve our lives? How do we make life easier? We have been able to set up an economic power center, which we are here at today in Kibera, for mothers who have children with special needs. And we are supporting 35 mothers. There have been 1 or 2, 3 hiccups here and there. I've also been able to give out orthopedic boots, but on a small scale. I think in 2019 I was able to give 30 pairs of orthopedic boots, but those were adults who are not within Nairobi, they were out of Nairobi. So my basic challenge is finances, because this is self-funded. I'm not supported by any donor. And since COVID came, there has been that challenge of finance.
Mimi naitwa Morina Kinyi, nafanya kazi na Clubfoot Society of Kenya. Ni mradi mpya ya kutengeneza makaa. Nilisikia about it, nikakuwa interested, juu sikuwa najua kutengeneza hii makaa ya briquettes. So penye nilisikia inatengenezwa, nilikuwa more interested kujua about it. Tulikuja tukaambiwa tutatrainiwa, tulitrainiwa, and right now tunajua, si sasa ni my expert, I can say so. I'm enjoying doing it. By the way, it's fun doing it. Alafu napata my daily living hapo. Mimi niko na watoto wawili. Niko na msichana na kijana. Msichana anaitwa Blessing Cat. Blessing Cat ni mlemavu. In fact, yeye ndiye alifanya nijiunge na hii mradi. Mostly nilikuja kusaidia caregivers na watu walemavu. So I am a caregiver. So that's why nilijoin hii mradi, at least niweze kumsaidia mali nilikuwa nalemewa. Juu special child akona a lot of special needs. Mtoto nilimzaa akiwa mdogo, alikuwa na shida ya kuanguka na nyamaza, anazimia, nampeleka hospitali. So hiyo shida ndiyo ilizaa hii, ilimuaffect masikio, akakuwa hasikii. But nilinotice akiwa na 3 years. Sasa hapo ndio nikaanza treatment hapa na pale. Pesa pia saa zingine hakuna. Juu nilikuwa nimeambiwa nimpeleke Kenyatta, angaliwe, afanyiwe hiyo assessment, ajulikane kama inaweza kuwa treated ama not. But by then sikuwa na hiyo pesa ya kwenda Kenyatta. So nilikaa, by the time nimepata hiyo pesa nikaambiwa it's too late, maybe anaweza saidiwa tu na hiyo hearing aid, kama I can afford I buy it. But still bado sijanunua, so ako tu bado, but ako shule. Before afike 3 years alikuwa anaongea. Juu unajua ukiwa na mtoto 3 years anakuanga ameanza kuongea, mom nataka, amenichapa. Hizo alikuwa ameanzia. Tulidhani labda ni hiyo ugonjwa amepoteza focus. Lakini juu kimuita ha reply. Ukimchezesha hasikii, ukiwa nyuma yake ukimuongelesha no. So mi ile challenge napitia for now, one ni school fees. Juu shule zao ni boarding schools na ziko very expensive. Kwa afford hiyo pesa pia inakuwa challenge. Most of the time nashinda mkisukumana na mwalimu, anakushinda akikwambia utakujia mtoto, so unakuwa pressure. Juu utaki mtoto wako akae nyumbani, unataka apate ile elimu. Challenge nyingine mkiwa naye kwa nyumba, communication ni shida kubwa sana. Juu sasa kama mimi sijasomea sign language, at least tungepata watu wenye wako na watoto deaf, wanaweza kuwa na mali wanafundishwa hata hiyo 1 2 3 kusema hi what, ingekuwa much better. Then watoto wetu kwa high risk. Juu mtoto first ana communicate na signs, you don't understand. Unajua most of the time utasikia kikuja kukwambia baba utaona ni kama ni noise dismiss, but it's very wrong. But sasa unashindwa ngo utamfanyia nini juu hauelewi Kenya anasema, she's talking but you don't understand. Hakuna venye utamreplya. So hiyo pia ni a big challenge. Mtoto anaweza kuwa ametretheniwa huko nje na mtu, ama atamchapa ama amemwambia kitu mbaya, anajaribu kukuelezea, you don't understand. Not unless kama alikuwa in a group au watoto wameona Kenya amefanyiwa ndo what. Lakini most of the time anakaa lonely. Hiyo sign pia watoto wenzake hawaelewi. Sasa wanashindwanga huyu baba anaongea about what. Sasa most of the time nampata kwa alone. Anaona kama yani sasa yeye with her knowledge anaona watu ni wajinga, hawa understand venye anasema. Jota mi most of the time ananiambianga I don't use this. Kila kitu anakwambia you don't understand. Aya, shule iko mbali. Sasa zingine unapata wanafungua shule, una hata hiyo fare ya kukupeleka urudi juu lazima umpeleke na urudi. Tena kuna hii pesa ya watu upewa watoto walemavu. Unapatanga ukienda kwa ofisi unaambiwa unataka watoto wenye wako na severe cases. Sasa huyu mtoto anataka pampers. Tuseme sasa kama watoto wa CP, mtoto ajiwezi, si ndio? Ako pale anahitaji pampers, anahitaji whatever. Mimi huyu wangu anajiweza, ile kitu anahitaji tu ni maso, but I can't afford that. So at least wange to include hapo, at least unapata hiyo kitu. Huyu mtoto ukipata hiyo pesa utashindwa na fare ya kumrudisha shule. Saa hii kwa hivyo area yangu tuseme niko na wasichana wawili najua ni deaf. Watoto na ule mtoto wa CP yako kwa nyumba mimi sionangi different. Juu ile kutengwa yenye mtoto deaf anatengwa ndo venye mtoto wa CP anatengwa. Juu yeye Kenya anaongea yani ako in a different world. Juu kila kitu anaongea, hana hata mtu anaweza ongea na yeye. Unapata job mostly wenye sasa wakubwa wana apply job, ikionekana tu ni deaf, hiyo karatasi inakuwa cancelled. So it's a big challenge pia kupata job. Asema nataka waitress, mtu anaongea at least anaweza socialize na yeye hajui anatumia signs. Na unajua deaf si wengi sana hivyo watu watakuja kwa hoteli watumie signs. Special schools ziko very expensive. So huwezi sema ati mimi mtoto wangu ako sawa na mimi naona hayuko sawa. Juu akienda normal school akiwa sawa na mali nampeleka naona iko tofauti. In fact mimi nasomesha high school. Kuna pesa yenye nalipa shule yenye mtoto wako high school analipa. Aya, unapata kama kitu kama basari. Unasikia unaambiwa ni ya mtoto wa high school. Na wewe ile unaangalia fee structure wewe mtoto wa high school na hii yako hazina tofauti. Hata unapata huyu analipa cheap kuliko wewe, but unaambiwa ni ya high school. The first thing and the biggest thing ni love. Ukipenda huyo mtoto hakuna kitu ngumu utaona kwake. Hata watu wakimtenga unaona ngatuko sawa. Ukiweka hizo questions kwa akili unauliza God why me every time, utairidhika na huyo mtoto. Juu mostly utakuanga tu na hizo maswali. Juu usipompenda wewe kama mama, hakuna mtu mwingine atapenda huyo mtoto. Mostly hata wanakuwa disowned by their fathers. Nasikia mwanaume anakuambia sisi kwetu hatuzangi vitu kama hizo. Hizo ni za huko kwenyu. Na wahimiza tu wapende hao watoto, juu watoto kama hawa wa kawaida. And you never know about your tomorrow. You can learn experience through me. Maybe kutaenda nyumbani ama mahali upate the same kid like mine. Useme mtoto kama huyu alikuwa na mtu fulani na nilikuwa naona akikuwa handle like this. Najua wengine wanaongeanga tu venye wanaongea mara hiyo amefugiwa majini ndani nini. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Hii ni kitu inaweza pata anybody.
Okay, my appeal to society is basically let's be friends. Check on me, check on her, because someone with disability doesn't have the confidence. And even for me to get to where I am, it took myself to talk to myself. So society should be very accommodative. And I want to say I have very good friends. When I'm down, I can call X or Y or Z person and tell them, today I really felt bad about this, or today I felt neglected when this person looked at my feet. Secondly, people who have clubfoot or people who have disabilities, my appeal to them is come out, go out, enjoy yourself. You also have a life. Have fun, interact, don't be enclosed. Yes, we have our challenges as people. People say we are hostile. We are not hostile. It's just that the conditions that we have make us become defensive in certain ways. So, for example, for me in the beginning, you would look at me when I'm walking and I'd look back at you very angrily. Why are you looking at me? But then when I learned that this person doesn't even understand, I smile back and then I stop the person and I tell them, si kiatu imenifinya, ni mguu iko na shida. Unataka nikutolee viatu uone? And they're like, no, madam, nimeelewa. And they walk away. Yes. Before I would get people stop me and tell, madam, endo ununue kiatu mpya, hii inakufinya. But it's not the shoe that is pressing me. The shoe has carved totally, so it looks like it's pressing me, but it's very comfortable. Yes. For the adults with clubfoot, especially the men, come out, because I never find men. It's very hard to find men who have clubfoot come out. The ladies are there, they come out, we interact. But the men, please come out. There's a society called Clubfoot Society of Kenya. Join us. Let's have conversations. Let's meet up on Facebook. Just let me know that you exist. Yes.